Welcome back, folks. Today we have the NUX MG-101 in the studio, a compact, feature-rich multi-effects pedal that's sure to pique your interest if you're looking for an affordable multi-effects unit. So I'll be sharing my thoughts on this versatile little unit. I'll be demonstrating some of its sounds, and we'll be exploring all of its great features together. So the MG-101 is packed with 50 amps, 45 effects, 4 microphones, all highly tweakable and surprisingly affordable. Yes, the unit is really inexpensive. It's like a Swiss Army knife for your guitar without the tiny little scissors. NUX seems really keen on spoiling us, but I'm not complaining. I mean, if anytime I can buy something that I feel is worth more than what I paid for it, I'm a happy camper. So let's dive in and take a closer look. The unit is very compact and lightweight. It makes it an easy choice when looking for something that is easy to transport to gigs or practice sessions. And for me, portability is a significant advantage, especially if you're always on the go. You can just take this unit and drop it into a bag and off you go. If you're a musician, you know what I'm talking about. You're always lugging stuff around and life is hard enough. Why make it even harder? Go with something that's easy to manage. Now the pedal's design is quite functional with a very user-friendly little LCD display right over here, intuitive knobs and buttons laid out very nicely. When you're using the buttons, it's easy to navigate. You don't ever feel like you're overwhelmed. And that's one of the biggest complaints I get about people jumping into the multi-effects world is like, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know where to start. It's just, there's too many choices. You don't get that with this unit. It's just one of those things that make it even nicer because you don't feel like you're struggling with it. Now, one of the standout features of the MG-101 is the sound quality. The unit actually surprised me. It includes a variety of very high quality amp models and effects that are very impressive, especially when considering the price point. It's got a collection of classic amps, simulations, a host of overdrive, distortion, modulation, delay, reverb pedals, everything your heart desires. And basically, players like you will have a broad palette of sounds to work with. And the tones are rich, they're authentic, and it really makes it a great option for practicing, recording, or even playing live. We'll start off with the Euro lead, and this is using a Bassman amp simulation with a 4x12 cabinet here, and I believe the mic simulation that is being used here is the U87. I like the reverb. I like the crunchiness of this amp. It is using an effects pedal in front of it. It's using what looks like it's a tube screamer here. We can turn that off, see what it sounds like without it. Now it also has modulation turned on. I'm going to turn it off. Let's hear what it sounds like without it on. You can get more of an idea of what the amp sounds like. Now the effects do color quite a bit, and there is compression on here as well, reverb, so you know you have a lot to play with when it comes with effects. Let's look at this one here. It's called Hotel California Drive. It looks like it's using the what they call the Bassmate also, which is Fender flavored amp here. You can hear the delay on this one. let's go with something a little bit cleaner, shall we? Let's see what we have here. There is a patch here, I believe, that is just based on a deluxe reverb. Yeah, let's hear what that has to sound like. That's nice and clean. Now it is being pushed. There's a compressor in front of it. There is also this drive pedal, which they call the morning drive. I'll turn that off for a second. Let's hear what it sounds like without it on. Very beautiful reverb, I think. I think it does a convincing deluxe reverb, in my opinion. Very nice. Let's see. They also have something called the JTM45. Again, this is based on a Marshall, and it is being pushed again with the dirt drive. So let's hear it first without any dirt engaged. So I'll turn that off. Oh, there's a lot of drive on tap here. There's a lot of gain on tap here. So let's turn that down a little bit. It does have that snarl, the tones that you get with a Marshall. Now it all depends also on the mic that you're using here, and this mic is set to middle. Let's throw on an SM57. See, it does change the sound quite a bit, and if we take it and move it to the edge of the cone, I think I like that better. So I'll just save that. Save that patch. Let's go on to something else. Of course, there's something here called VH1. I think we all know what that's supposed to be. So let's see. A lot of grit on this one. Maybe it would be better to have this on the edge. Yeah, I mean you can get it. You can fake that Van Halen sound. Sounds pretty you know, close enough. Of course you can tweak the EQ and the modulation effects and plate reverb and all of that, but it does a decent enough job, I would say. A lot of gain on this one here. You can almost hear how much feedback is about to jump out of my pickups here, but Aero Dirt. With a total of 58 effects, a built-in tuner, a looper, and a drum machine with 40 preloaded patterns, this unit has everything I can ask for. I love playing with a metronome to work on my timing, but metronomes get boring really fast. So the drum machines and the preloaded patterns are solid and provide a really good rhythmic foundation for practicing or composing new ideas, which I use all the time. Now, the factory settings that are preloaded in here are a good starting point, but I prefer creating my own patches. And you can save up to 36 of your favorite settings within the unit. Now, while this might not seem like it's that much, it does encourage you to be more economical and selective with your patches, which I think is a good thing. Because I've seen so many people with just, endless amount of storage space, just saving all kinds of weird effects that are really not practical. So, having 36, you have to be a little bit more selective, but overall, I think that's a good thing. One of the features of this unit, which I'm glad they did not cut out, is the expression pedal. Not all of the units at this price point include one, but it's very versatile and it functions as a wah or a volume pedal. And you can basically also use it to control various parameters within your patches. So for example, modulation speed, delay time, and other effects parameters. It's really useful and handy, and this is something that I could not live without. The little LCD screen here is very straightforward. It's clear, it's easy to understand, it's logical in terms of the graphic menu, so you can really understand at a glance what's going on. However, the screen can sometimes be a little difficult to see when the unit's on the floor due to its small size. So if you're, a little bit visually challenged, you may prefer editing tones on the QuickTone software package that comes with the unit. Now, for me, I'm one of those people, in a dark space, in a small screen like this, I do find it a little bit challenging, but I really enjoy the QuickTone software. It's just fantastic and it's easy to navigate. So it makes an excellent starting point for someone new to multi-effects units. The software is intuitive, allows users to easily edit and manage their presets, and it makes it simple to dial in the perfect tone. So you're spending less time tweaking, more time playing, which is really what you should be doing. Instead of just being a technician, be a musician. So we're going to look at the connectivity options in the back of the unit. It comes with quite a few. You have the typical ins and outs, but it also has an auxiliary input for playing along with external audio sources. You have a headphone input as well. So if you want to play the unit quietly in your room and not disturb others, you can rock out in your own little world, which is fantastic. It has a little USB-C connector that allows you to do things like get the firmware updates, but it also allows you to use MIDI over USB. And it can also work as a DAW. So it allows you to connect the unit directly to your computer and fire up Logic, Pro Tools, whatever you may want to use, and use it directly as a DAW and go right into the software, which is fantastic. But wait, there's more. One of the features that is not typically included with units like this is the fact that it can work with batteries. You can put 6 AA batteries in here and just go and play even if there's no plugs around. I think this unit is really excellent value for the money. It might not match the build quality of higher end units. The enclosure is made of plastic, but you have to save costs somewhere. The enclosure is quite thick, quite solid feeling. I don't think you're going to have any issues with it long term as long as you take care of it. So I do have some suggestions for the good folks over at NUX to maybe even make this unit better than it already is. One of the things is that you can't load IR. So if you have your own impulse responses, there's no way to actually get them in here right now. And I like using my own, and it would be great if we can just drag and drop a few impulse responses and use it with all of the effects. That would be a great addition to the unit's overall functionality, in my opinion. The other thing is that I noticed you cannot get the drums through the USB to be recorded in your software. So if you're running Logic, you will be able to, for example, hear all of your guitar effects and sounds, but if you load up the drums in the looper and play that, it won't come through. So that's a little disadvantage. I think that would be a great addition to the functionality so people can record their own song ideas really quick. And finally, it's always a pleasure to get additional effects or amp simulation in future updates. So if you ever feel like you want to include a few more, that's always going to be well received. And of course, expand the pedal's range of sounds is always a good thing. So in a nutshell, whether you're just starting out in the world of multi-effects units or you're looking for an affordable addition to your setup that you already have, I think this unit is definitely worth considering. At such an affordable price, it stands out as a valuable tool for any guitarist out there. It's always really nice to be able to feel like you're getting something worth every penny and more. Thank you for supporting the channel. Your support really does mean the world to me. So please don't forget to subscribe. And of course, if you're looking for more gear reviews, more gear tips, and all things guitar, stay tuned right here. See you soon and keep rocking. More great stuff coming your way.